What can kids do to get their friends and other kids to commit to a healthier, more active lifestyle?
That's a great question. Well, I would tell kids to think about little things that they can do. It doesn't have to be something big. First and foremost, kids can turn off the TV. That's the first thing. And I know that's a tough thing to ask for, right? Because the TV is kind of cool. It attracts you in. The shows are so cool, right? But turn it off a little bit because we're finding out that kids are spending an average of 7 hours a day in front of the screen. So it's either playing a video game or they're texting or they're on the phone or they're in front of a screen, and that's just way too much time, right? So we want kids to be creative, right? Get outside a little bit more. And we know that not every kid feels safe being outside. Not every family feels comfortable having their kids outside if their community isn't safe. But that's when you got to get really creative, right? So even if you're watching TV, on the commercials, you can drop and do 20 push-ups, right? You can, if you've got friends, get them together. Think about ways that if you have your friends over, think, why are we watching TV too much? Or maybe we can just get up and go outside and throw the ball around, right? A lot of kids have pets, right? I mean, it's important for kids to be active with their pets. Take their pets for a walk. They don't have, what's important for kids to know is that you don't have to be an athlete to be active and to be healthy. You don't have to be good at a sport. You just have to move your body, right? And you can do it dancing, jumping, running, anything works. So I want kids to find the things that they like, right? Find fun things that they like. Find friends who share in those interests and just get out there and do it. Let's move, right?
What do you think about kids using video games as a way to exercise?
I think that's a good idea because, and we've, through Let's Move, we're working with some of the video game industry people, right? And we're challenging them to think of more games that require kids to actually be active. And there are some wonderful examples. We have some of those games at home, some of the dance games, right? I don't know their names, but I've tried them. And if you're dancing with one of those games for a little while, that's a lot of exercise, right? Have you ever used them?
No,
They're
I've
fun.
seen.
Yeah, they're really fun. So we want the video industry to step up, the video gaming industry to step up too. I think that that's a great idea because, computer games are are a way of life now, right? So we have to figure out how to fit in to what kids are currently doing, right? We can't ask them to do what I was doing when we were little, right? That's not going to work, right? So we need the video game industry to step up and be really creative.
What do you think of schools banning pizza parties and bake sales?
Well, my motto is what we need to do is just balance, put balance in our lives. I love pizza, right? I love the bake sale. We all love cupcakes, right? So you don't want to say absolutely no to all of those things, right? So if most of the time you're eating right at home and you're eating a proper breakfast and you're getting your exercise and you're incorporating fruits and vegetables into dinner and to lunch, then there's nothing wrong with having pizza every now and then, right? There's nothing wrong with having a bake sale. We do it all the time. I tell my kids, if you're eating right at home, then when you go out, you can have fun, right? And if you're getting your exercise, you don't have to worry about it. So I don't believe in absolute no's to anything because that doesn't make life fun. What would life be without the bake sale, right? But we have to also make sure that we have healthy snacks most of the time. So I think that's one thing that kids can do in their schools and with their families. They can think of creative ways to make their snacks healthier in schools, fun, good ideas. Maybe they can have taste test competitions to figure out who can make the tastiest, healthiest snack, right? And there is also a way to make pizza healthy, whole wheat crust, which my kids think is great. You put good cheese on it, tomato sauce, and some grilled vegetables. Yeah, I know, but grilled vegetables are pretty good. And kids can experiment with healthy pizzas as well, right?
If there's one unhealthy food that you can make healthy, what would it be?
French fries. I love French fries. I wish I could eat French fries every single day. But there's a way to make French fries healthier, and that's not to fry it. There are a lot of great foods that are good for you. Burgers are good for you. It's a good protein. Beef is good for you. It's just sometimes how we prepare it that makes it not so healthy. So at the White House, a lot of times we have sweet potato fries that aren't fried, but they're baked, and they taste just as good. I like potatoes that are put in the oven and they're real crispy, and you put garlic and salt on it and some rosemary. Love that. Those are just as good as French fries, and they're healthier. So there aren't too many foods that you can make that are real food, right? It's not processed, or it doesn't come in a box, right? That you can probably make most of any of those foods healthy if you cook them well and you don't put a lot of butter and sugary stuff on it, right? That's the stuff sometimes. What makes a hamburger not as healthy is having a whole lot of ketchup, because ketchup is really sweet, right? So sometimes that's what makes a hamburger not as healthy. But there's nothing wrong with a hamburger, especially on a whole wheat bun. It's really good.
How do you balance the responsibilities of being the First Lady and the responsibilities of being a mom?
That's a great question. Being a mom is the most important thing I do. There is nothing more important in the world. So my girls and their schedules and their needs come absolutely first. And then we structure everything else around that.